Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Dubk Dad. Talking about some cards that I'm not considering running, that I've dropped from my decks, not dropped from my side deck, dropped from my extra deck. Basically, cards that are not living up to the hype, due to the changes in the meta. So first up, start with Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. $50 plus. This card is amazing with this effect, the ability to get free monster negates, kind of reminiscent of Light and Darkness Dragon. But impermanence, effect veiler on a chain, mind control, just absolutely wrecks this card. And generally those aren't reasons to not run a card, but the amount of investment it takes to climb into this card really hurts. It usually going into this card, if you're not playing some kind of super ultra spammy deck, it can severely limit you, and that usually is like it takes your whole hand to spit out into the board. And I'm not running Lunar Light Orcus, so I don't see a reason to run this card right now. Hopefully it'll be good in the future, but right now I just can't justify running it. Let me guys know what you think about this card. Does it live up to the hype? And again, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying in the format we're in right now, and as evidenced by a lot of the top 32, top 16 lists from Niagra, from Ghent, from some of the most recent regional qualifiers, this just hasn't been showing up in people's extra deck, and I think it's because of those reasons. Next up, Dark Ruler No More. Now, people were swearing by this card at one point about how amazing it was. And yeah, when it first was released, people hadn't yet discovered how to play around it. But now think about the decks that you want this card against. You want it against Pendulum. You want it against Thunder Dragon, Danger, Crusadia. Those kind of decks that just spit monsters onto the board. Lots of monster-heavy effects. But those decks don't operate that way. They've adjusted. Combo isn't dead. So now Pendulums, they're running an Orcus engine alongside the Zephyr engine. So now they have two counter traps to flat out negate this card. Thunder Dragon, Thunder Guard Dragon, Crusadia is now evolved back to pure Thunder Dragon. And while this will turn off Colossus so you can get your search, and it'll turn off Titan so you don't get get your cards popped during their turn, I think Mind Control and other cards are just superior extra deck space, or superior for side deck space, and can be used in a variety more situations, freeing up slots in your extra deck for just higher utility, because those are the only decks you really truly want this against. Next up, Nibiru. Once again, when the card was first released, people were still playing like monkeys, not respecting this card at all. The only deck that this truly is powerful against, in my opinion, is Salamangreat, and I just do not respect that deck at all. I don't have any respect for that deck. Against Orcus, the more popular versions of Orcus now is either the going second version or Lunar Light Orcus, Cyber Dragon Orcus, and you just simply won't get a chance to drop this card. And if you do, it's not going to go the way you intended. Between Azathoth, Infinity, or Ibli, this card just won't hit the field. And moving forward, this has been stricken from my main deck and side deck. The other decks that this could possibly be good against, I should be beating those decks anyway. I already smash Salamangreat, any other rogue type spam decks. They're not consistent, and so you should be blowing them out the water anyway. And it's really sad. This card is so amazing on paper, and once again, like I mentioned about Appaloosa, it's not a bad card. It's an amazing card, but people have found the workaround. I was watching the top 16 at Ghent, and I found out that no material is just a superior card. No material is about to fall out of favor because of Nibiru, how powerful it was. But hitting no material on a Niagra, oh my God, when it's in the extra monster zone, that is almost a blowout. The guy was able to play through it, but because the other guy kind of misplayed. But in any other situation, this no material is a blowout. Whereas Nibiru, they dropped the Azathoth before the fifth summon, or before the fifth summon, or they give you the Ibli, and you're just stuck with this in your hand. In addition to that, drawing this card as your sixth card, is enough to make you flip the table and rage quit. So, just to wrap up, I think that between Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More, and Appaloosa, I don't think these cards deserve to see play right now. Just straight up. There's going to be situations, I know people will comment below, about how they blew someone out or possibly even won a locals tournament or did really well at a regional tournament with these cards. But I don't think that these cards are moving forward, at least until the format changes again with the ban list. I don't think these cards have the impact that they should. People expect these cards, especially these six here. These cards, they expect these, and so there's always going to be in the back of their mind, and they're going to be playing around them. And so you should just play with the mindset you did with Gores and Mirror Force back in the day. With Gores, you would always attack lowest monster first to highest monster, play around the Gores. With Mirror Force, you would attack with your more expendable monsters, putting your more high impact monsters in defense mode, forcing them in a situation where they can blow out your floating monsters, but still leave you with your more powerful monsters because they were in defense mode. And I think people will continue to play around these cards, making maybe not the most optimal plays for fear that you might have this. In the meantime, they won't have the most powerfulest board, and then you have more resources, more combo pieces, in general, to break their board because they weren't able to put up the best board possible in fear of this card. Let me know down in the comments section about what you think about my ideas, how I'm building decks moving forward. I'll be really happy to hear those, read those, and please remember to comment, subscribe, and like. It's Dubk Dad, and I'm out.